All right, 7th graders, this is the lesson chapter 8-9, volumes of prisms and cylinders. This is our last lesson in chapter 8. We have covered a lot of material with quite a few formulas, and we're going to get 2 more formulas today. Volume refers to the number of cubic units needed to fill the space inside. Notice that it's a 3-dimensional figure, so therefore cubic units means an exponent of 3. Units cubed, whether it's meters cubed or feet cubed, inches cubed, miles cubed. There are 2 volume formulas that we are going to be working with in this lesson. The first one is for rectangular prisms. The volume is going to be length times width times height. Now you may recall years ago when you were younger that they taught you that the area of a rectangle was length times width. What we really see for volume is that you're going to take the area of the base times the height of the 3-dimensional figure. So, and that's going to work for any volume that you're going to have. We're also going to see that on the cylinder. So volume here is the area of your base, which is length times width, and then times your height. Let's look at example A. Here we have a rectangular prism. The 6 is the length, the 12 is the width, the 9 is the height. Now you'll note that I'm using a cursive L for length. Generally in a textbook, they're going to show you this as an italics letter, but we don't write in italics, so the best we can do is cursive. If we would try to use a printed lowercase l, that's going to look like a 1. If we try to use a printed capital L, we really shouldn't, because that means liters. So try to get into the habit of using a cursive lowercase l, LWH. And then we substitute into the formula. The length is 6, the width is 12, the height is 9. Note too that I use parentheses to show multiplication. We don't use an X because then we're introducing a whole new variable that we don't want to get involved with. And we usually don't use that dot for multiplying because too often that just looks like a decimal point. So we're better off using parentheses. In this case, we're probably going to roll that into a calculator, 6 times 12 times 9, although certainly whatever you can do mental math would be great. So if you can do 6 times 9 is 54 times 12, that's great. If you can do 6 times 7 is 72 times 9, that's great too. Otherwise, 6 times 12 times 9. And our volume is going to be 648. Now remember, it's cubic units, so we need meters cubed. We're taking meters times meters times meters. Example B is another rectangular prism. At this point, I would like for you to hit pause and you do the problem. And then I'll show you how it is done. All right, class, how'd you do? Did you get the 750? If you did not, you better hit pause, look at what I did, and then fix up your notes. If you have a question, this is a good time to get a little piece of sticky note or something and jot that you need a question. Now we're going to be moving on to cylinders, and it looks like the formula got erased here. I'll erase it all the way and start over. The volume of a cylinder is going to be based on the fact that you have 2 circles as your bases. Now remember when I said with the rectangular prisms that it's the area of the base. Pi r squared. The area of the base, so we don't even have to factor it in twice, just the base, times the height of the entire cylinder. Now, what we're really taking here is pi times the radius squared times the height. And again, you've got to be careful because, of course, sometimes they're going to give you the diameter in the figure that they show you. So let's move on to this example, example A of cylinders. Now notice here they really do have a tendency to expect you to use the pi key and read your directions. They will often tell you to round to the nearest cubic unit. Well, unit means ones place. A unicycle has one wheel, so unit means one. Again, we are going to start by writing out our formula. Volume equals pi r squared h. We leave it as pi because we're going to use the pi key. Now, I have a tendency when I write this out to just put 10 times 10 times the height of 17. And probably that helps me to remember that I'm supposed to have a cubic unit because I'm taking three numbers, 10 times 10 times 17. Into your calculator, as it shows you in your notes, you can hit the pi key, remember it's there on your left side, times 10 times 10 times 17 equals, and you're going to get a pretty long answer, 5340.707511. We want the nearest unit. So, yes, you can use approximation signs if you want. 5,341. This time it's centimeters cubed. I am going the wrong direction here. Sorry. Here we go. Here is example B. Now, on example B, you should note something. They have given you the diameter. We have to take half of that. So we're still going to use the same formula. Pi r squared h. Volume equals pi. If our diameter is 12, our radius is 6. And our height here is 14. Now again, in your calculator, you're going to hit the pi key, times 6, times 6, times 14, and when you round off, you should get 1,583 cubic feet. Sometimes they'll put the cylinders on the side, and at this point, I would like for you to hit pause. You try it, and then I'll show you how to work it. How'd you do? Did you get the 6,107? If not, you better hit pause. Look carefully at what I did, look carefully at what you did, and make the adjustments that need to be made. Biggest thing here is to remember, they have given you a diameter, you only need the radius. And that concludes lesson for chapter 8-9. Please reply with the word pyramid. Catch you next time.